it's Melody with Design by Melody. I am going to share how I store my stamps today. These are my clear stamps, such as this, and also embossing folders. I'm going to show you like this, and then how I do small dies. So, excuse my voice, I have a little bit of allergy mess going on, but if you'll stick with me just for a few more minutes, I'll show you how I used to store my stamps and then now how I've converted my storage to a different method to fit on these wonderful shelves that I now have. Alright, thanks. Keep watching. This is how they're currently stored. They're in a closet. It's a double door closet here. I've got one side open. And on this side I have Kaylin's art easel, and then on top I have some other storage for my shop. But right here on the actual hanger part, you can see how I have all the stamps and dies, or embossing folders rather, hung up. And I have taken the majority of these out, but I left a few in here so I can show you. So, coming right here, you can see I have them on, well, some of them. Let's see. So the way I had them is they're on little hooks that are clipped on right here. There you go. And then they have little hangers that they hang on. And these are actually from IKEA. I got them when I was in my other room, which was in a loft. I had just a rod hanging on the wall, and all of these were on there, and it was right behind my desk, so it was perfect because I could just spin around in my chair, grab a stamp set, use it, spin around, put it right back up. Well, now that it's in my closet, I just don't use them quite as much, so I had to find another method that would work better. So let me show you how I'm storing them now. Okay guys, so this is how I'm now storing my stamps and dies and embossing folders. I have this basket. This was actually purchased from Target. It's a pretty large basket, which is what I needed for this project. I do have a shelf that has one of these on it with something else in it, so it still fits seamlessly onto my shelves. So what I've done is I have these Avery Elle stamp and die storage bags, and I will show them to you in just a moment. But these are a couple of them that are already done. I've put a piece of cardstock in there to back it. I've put a label on there, and then I'm storing them in here. So here's a die, and eventually they're all going to be lined up here. These I've already done. I just haven't put labels on them, which is why they're there. But you can see here's some dies, different dies, and they've all got the label up here. Embossing folders, stamps, more stamps, and so on. You can see all the different stamps I have. So here are more of them already done. I just don't have the labels on them yet. But you can see I'm going to have to buy more packages, more bags, because I ran out. But I have them all in here and they fit perfectly. I even have a 5x7 embossing folder that fits exactly into this bag. So that's probably the biggest thing that you could put in here. The ones that don't fit, I'm putting over here to the side. As you can tell, these only take up about half of the basket. So the ones that are larger will be on this side. And I've went through all of my stamps, and I only have 4 packages that have to fit over here. I have 3 Technic Tuesday. This one is an 8.5 by 11, and these are just too tall to fit into these folders. But these are some skinnier ones, but they're tall. And then I have one Stampin' Up! Polar Party stamp that's in this little folder, so there's really no need for me to repackage it. So this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to show you how I actually do this. So, what you need are the Avery Elle stamp and die storage bags. I have a couple of them here that I'm going to show you. I purchased these, I think they were $8.99 from Studio Calico. If you buy them directly from Avery Elle, I believe they are $9 exactly. But the shipping from Avery Elle really isn't that bad. I think to buy one package and ship it to my house, I am in the U.S., I'm in North Carolina, it was $1.80 or something like that, so it's really not bad. It's better than most of the other places I priced, actually. So what you need are the Avery Elle bags. They have a flap at the top, a pocket on the inside, and there is a line that's scored right here on the flap, so you can fold it down and tuck it in. You need some cardstock, and this is cut to 5 1/4 by 7 1/8, and the bags, by the way, are 5 5/8 by 7 3/8. You need some labels. These are actually from Avery. They are this is what they are, a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4 inches. There's actually 2,000 labels in here, so I can make a whole bunch of pockets. And you need your stamps or your dies or whatnot to put in the pockets. So first you take your pocket, take your flap out, put a piece of the cardstock in here, and then you're going to put your stamp set in here. Some of these stamp sets I am keeping the backing sheet, but most of them it's really not necessary. As long as I have who it made it and what's the name of the stamp set, I really don't need that. I love the ones, these are actually my favorite, that, oops, if I can get it apart. I haven't used this one in quite a while. Wait. I love the ones that have the plastic sheet that's already attached at the top. And it doesn't do it like that, then I use washi tape to actually attach it myself. So like on this one, the backing sheet was not attached, so I put washi tape on it to do it myself. I mean, you can use clear tape if you wanted to. I really don't mind the pop of color. It doesn't bother me. So, and I did find on the ones that were not attached, sometimes I had to trim down that backing piece of acetate to actually fit in because they weren't trimmed to be exact. So anyways, so you're going to put it in, the stamp set facing forward so you can see the stamps. You're going to tuck your flap in, and you're going to put the label right here, and I'm doing it about a 1/4 inch in and a 1/4 inch down from the top. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Now let me make another note here. I have certain dies that are extremely small, so if I have any other small dies, I'll also put them in here and just list the labels down. There's no need to have them all in their own pocket when they're that small. Same thing with these. These are Studio Calico dies. I'll just put them directly in here. There's really no reason not to have multiple ones in the same thing. Alright, and then one other note I'm going to show you again is show an embossing folder. Another note that I will tell you, a lot of the times these pockets still have some space in them because the dies or the embossing folders aren't quite big enough. So again, I've put the piece of cardstock in there. I'm putting the embossing folder in there. Well, let's say for some reason I had used this embossing folder on a piece of cardstock and then I decided not to use that on a card or a scrapbook page. I'll just slide it in the back so I already have it. The same thing, if I've stamped out a few of these images and cut them out and I end up not using them, I'll just slide them in the back so they're already there. So next time I pull out that stamp set to use, then I can see if I already have one made and try to use it up. Instead of putting it directly in, just a scrap bin. I figure it's probably the easiest way, the most efficient way to use it up. So let me put a few more in here. Boy, I don't even want to open this one. That's so sad. Alright. So edge of this. And eventually, I haven't done it yet, eventually I'll probably make dividers in my box for the dies versus embossing folders versus stamps. That way they are, divided up and easy to find. I may end up doing that. And if I do, I'll post an update just so you can see how I've changed it. As you can see from my previous, the beginning of this video, I used to store them in the closet, and it was much better when I was actually in the loft and had them on the rod behind where I worked. on my desk. In the closet, I just never saw them, and I just never used them. Only when I, specifically made a purpose to go in there, made a point to go in there. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Let me grab my basket again. And let's just put these back in here. Stamps are going at the back. Dies are going at the front. And the ones that don't have labels on it, don't worry, I will be going back to label them. Okay. Just put them in here so you can see them. I was working on my embossing folders last night, so I have all of those in here. Put the stamps at the back. Dies at the front. Alright, and I do keep a little, while it's on the shelf, I kind of keep a little basket in here just to keep it so it doesn't all fall over until I finish filling it up. I probably have another 30 stamp sets or so that need to go in here. I just ran out of the storage pockets, and every time I buy from Studio Calico, I add those to my cart and they end up being sold out before I check out. So I'm going to order them directly from Avery, Elle this next time. So I've got the dies up front. The embossing folders behind that, and then the stamp sets behind that. Now let me show you this one. This is an example of where I kept the front sheet. These are actually some rubber stamps. You can see them in here. So I kept the front sheet on that one just so I can see what they were. They're not as easily visible as these clear stamps are. Alright, so that is my new method. This is how I'm storing them, and thanks for joining me today. Bye!